Have you ever felt like something was watching you, even when you were alone? A presence lingering just beyond your perception, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal itself? That's exactly what happened to me, and I wish I had never tried to cross the veil between worlds. It started as a fascination with astral projection. I had read stories about people leaving their bodies, traveling to distant places, even encountering strange entities. It was thrilling, the idea that the mind could escape its physical prison. I had to try it for myself. After weeks of practice, I finally succeeded. One night, lying completely still in bed, I felt a strange vibration ripple through my body. My limbs grew heavy and then, suddenly, I was floating. A strange ringing filled my ears, like distant chimes in an endless void. I turned and saw myself, my physical body, lying motionless below. The euphoria was overwhelming, but a creeping unease slithered through my subconscious. I drifted through my room, testing the limits of my new state. The air shimmered around me and everything felt unreal yet vivid. The walls pulsed slightly as if they were breathing. Objects in my room seemed distorted, their edges fraying like threads unraveling in the wind. That's when I noticed the shadows. At first I thought they were just tricks of my mind, but then they moved. In the corner of the room, something was watching me. A tall, gaunt figure with hollow eyes and elongated fingers. It didn't move at first. It only observed. Its head tilted unnaturally, studying me with a cold, unreadable expression. A sickening dread crept into me as I realized I wasn't alone in this realm. I panicked. I tried to return to my body, to snap back into reality, but I couldn't. The shadow took a step closer. A whisper echoed in my mind, an ancient, unintelligible language that sent icy spikes down my spine. The air around me grew dense, suffocating, as if something unseen was pressing against me. My limbs felt heavy, locked in place by an invisible force. I strained, struggling against the oppressive weight of the presence. The whispering grew louder, morphing into guttural chants that seemed to crawl into my skull. My vision darkened as tendrils of shadow slithered toward me. They moved like liquid smoke, curling around my limbs, tightening with every breath I took. A chilling cold seeped into my very being, spreading from my fingertips to my core. My thoughts became foggy, slipping away like sand through my fingers. The figure reached out, its elongated fingers stretching towards me. A deep, resonant hum filled the space around me, shaking me to my core. It wanted me. It was pulling me into something darker, something endless. I could feel my soul stretching, being yanked from its tether. I was slipping away. With all my strength, I willed myself back. My body lurched and I gasped for air, bolting upright in bed. My heart pounded, my skin slick with sweat. The air was thick with an unnatural stillness. I was safe, or so I thought. Since that night, I haven't been alone. I see the shadow in the corner of my vision, lurking, waiting. I hear whispers when I close my eyes, urging me to return. And at night, I wake up paralyzed, feeling the weight of unseen hands pressing down on my chest. Sometimes I catch glimpses of movement in the mirrors, twisted shapes writhing just beneath the surface, as if the glass is a window to something far more sinister. The worst part? My dreams are no longer mine. Every night, I find myself drifting back into that dark space, feeling its cold embrace. And each time, the shadow grows closer, its whispering more insistent, its touch more real. I wake up with bruises in the shape of fingers, my breath stolen as if something had been feeding off my fear. I stop sleeping. The exhaustion claws at my mind, dragging me closer to that threshold. I see it when I blink, lurking behind my eyelids. I hear its whispers in the static of my television, in the humming of my refrigerator, in the silence of the night. It is always there, waiting for me to let my guard down. Last night was the worst. I woke up unable to move, but this time I wasn't alone in my room. The air was freezing and a thick shadow loomed over me. I could hear its breathing, deep, raspy, unnatural. Its fingers, long and ice-cold, wrapped around my wrists, pinning me down. My chest tightened as if an unseen force was crushing me, pressing the air from my lungs. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. Then it spoke. The voice was inside my head, low and guttural, each word dripping with malice. "You belong to us now." A wave of terror surged through me, and with one final desperate effort, I broke free. I shot up in bed, gasping, my body trembling violently. My room was still and silent, but the sensation of its touch lingered on my skin. I turned to my mirror, and I saw it. Not behind me, not in the shadows. In my reflection, it was smiling. The reflection did not mimic my movements. My real body trembled, sweat dripping down my face, but the thing inside the mirror remained eerily still. Its eyes, my eyes, darkened into empty voids. Then, slowly, it raised one long, emaciated finger and placed it against the glass. A sound, faint at first, began to emerge from within the mirror. A scratching as if nails were raking against the other side. I stepped back, but my reflection did not. It leaned in, its twisted smile widening. The scratching grew louder. The glass began to crack, fine spiderweb fractures spreading outward. A whisper, barely audible yet deafening in its intensity, filled the room. "Let me in." I ran. I didn't care where, out of my room, down the hallway into the cold night air. The house felt suffocating, the walls pressing in. My breath came in ragged gasps, my heart hammering in my chest. But even outside, I knew it wasn't over. I saw it in every reflective surface. The car window, the puddles on the pavement, the shine of my phone screen. It was always there waiting, and now I'm afraid to look. I've covered every mirror in my house, avoided reflections at all costs. But I know it's only a matter of time, because every night in my dreams, I return to that dark place. And every morning, the cracks in the mirror grow deeper. Last night, I heard something in the hallway. Slow, deliberate footsteps. My bedroom door, which I always lock, creaked open. A soft whisper slithered through the darkness. You can't run forever. If you ever feel the urge to leave your body, resist it. Because once you cross that threshold, something may follow you back. And once it does, it never lets go.